Hey guys, how's it going? Over the past few weeks or so, I've been using basically nothing but Kept Confidence. So much so that I managed to rack up over 1,000 kills. So today's video is going to be a collection of that experience, but that's not all. We're also going to be going over what perks you should run, how to get the most out of Kept Confidence, and most importantly, if Kept Confidence is even going to be worth your time. Sub to the channel if you enjoy PvP focused videos like this one, and let's jump straight in, starting with the perks. Now, in no particular order, let's take a look at the barrels we should be running. Starting with hammer forged rifling, then extended barrel, small bore, and lastly, full bore. Remember, if you don't get one of these barrels, or you would rather craft into another one, I would just make sure that you're focusing on range and stability, and you should be okay. The same is true for the magazine, and the only magazine that's going to provide such a benefit is going to be accurized rounds. So I would go with that and not much else. Now, moving on to the masterwork, and I would only really try to go with range here. If you get a stability masterwork, that's okay too, but like I said, I'd really try to go for range. Now it's time to move on to the most important part of the video, the third and fourth column perks. And quite frankly, there are really only two perks here that I recommend, those being Quick Draw and Eye of the Storm. Now, over the time of me using Kept Confidence, I was curious of both Killing Wind and Invisible Hand, but after using them, neither of them compared to the benefit the draw speed Quick Draw provides, in my opinion. And as for the fourth column perks, unfortunately, it's a very similar situation, with no other perk coming close to Eye of the Storm. So, just for a quick recap, my perfect Kept Confidence looks like full bore, accurized rounds, Quick Draw, Eye of the Storm, and a ranged masterwork. So now that we know what our perfect Kept Confidence looks like, let's compare it to some other top tier hand cannons we might already have in the vault. Starting with Fatebringer, because well, it's the hand cannon Bungie cut the flashlight off of to create Kept Confidence. And when comparing these two hand cannons stat wise, Kept Confidence is completely blown out of the water in every single category except for AE and range. On top of that, Fatebringer has the best perk combo in explosive payload Eye of the Storm. So Kept Confidence definitely isn't holding up well against Fatebringer on paper. But that isn't necessarily everything, as I'm sure some people will prefer Kept Confidence's model over Fatebringer's. I know I do. On top of that, Fatebringer has a fairly high barrier to entry, with it only dropping from the Vault of Glass raid, something that could be a pretty big deal to some people. Kept Confidence is also craftable, meaning you can get the exact perks and stats that you want for it, with somewhat low effort. So what is a good hand cannon that we could compare Kept Confidence to? Well, we're gonna want something that is in the kinetic slot, something that has come out somewhat recently to keep up with power creep, and most importantly, something that either comes from a seasonal event or ritual playlist activity, so it has a similar barrier to entry. With all that in mind, I think our best hand cannon to compare Kept Confidence to is definitely Spare Rations. Review in the description, by the way. When putting the stats of both God rolls head to head, it's starting to look a little bit more fair, with Spare Rations beating Kept Confidence in everything except for range and airborne effectiveness. But in Kept Confidence's defense, range is the best stat on hand cannons. This at least makes it a bit more of a trade-off. Would you rather have the best feeling hand cannon in the game that basically aims for you, or a slightly worse feeling hand cannon that has better range? But that's only the stats. When we take a look at the perks, yet again, it's looking a little more fair, with Spare Rations having both Slide Shot and Opening Shot. Two perks that are amazing on hand cannons, but those perks aren't straight up better than Quick Draw Eye of the Storm. Yet again, you have a trade-off. You'll have to choose between a max range and extremely accurate first shot of attack, or a maxed out ready speed and increasingly accurate shots after taking damage. So, you're probably tired of me telling you that one of these options isn't significantly better than the others, but there isn't really a good solution for this, as all these hand cannons could all be the best for you. So, am I actually using Kept Confidence? Well, yeah, kind of a lot actually, especially when playing aggressively with a shotgun or a fusion rifle. Both Quick Draw and Eye of the Storm help with that playstyle immensely. So, if you have Seasoned the Witch, go out and craft this thing. Kept Confidence is truly the hand cannon we have all been waiting for. Thanks for watching, I love seeing all of your beautiful faces, and have an amazing day.